In today's video, I'm going to be giving Anthony Edwards Michael Jordan's career. In real life, MJ won 6 championships, and today we're here to find out if Ant can do the same. Let's get into season number 1, Ant-Man's rookie year. Season is wrapped, no rookie of the year for Ant-Man. Now Edwards did end up making all rookie first team. He averaged 23 a game in his first season. And we even ended up making it into the playoffs. The East was pretty weak this year, so we made it with 35 wins. And in round 1, we've got a battle against Boston. This isn't going to be easy. They've got Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson. This is going to be tough. After 2 games, we're tied up at 1 apiece. They take game 3. We take game 4, setting up a winner-go-home game 5 in Anthony Edwards' rookie season against the stacked Celtics. No way we pull this off. But unfortunately, we weren't able to pull it off in the pivotal game 5. Larry Bird gave us 28 and 10, Anthony Edwards 17, and overall a solid playoff debut series for Edwards. I did not expect us to be given the Celtics problems in Anthony Edwards' first season. I think we're off to a great start. And in the draft, we ended up picking up 7'6" Manute Bol. That's fire. And going into season number 2, Anthony Edwards is up to an 83 overall, so he's rapidly becoming a superstar. And in season number 2, Anthony Edwards and the Bulls struggled. We ended up only winning 23 games. I don't know what happened this year, but this does give us an opportunity to land a high draft pick. And we fell all the way down to number 5. We ended up picking up Chuck Person, a solid 79 overall wing who has 18 badges. He might be pretty good for us. And headed into season number 3, Ant-Man is up to an 87, solidifying himself as the top dog on the team. And we're gonna need him to cook this season so we can get back into the NBA playoffs. Season number 2 is wrapped, and Patrick Ewing wins MVP in just his second year. That's insane. But you know, Anthony Edwards didn't have too bad of a season either. He ended up averaging over 31 a game in year 3, a massive improvement, and the efficiency was great. He shot almost 60% from the field. We're also back in the NBA playoffs, winning 43 games on the season. In round number 1, we're going to be taking on the Sixers, who have Dr. J, Moses Malone, and Mo Cheeks. Game number 1 is going to go to the Sixers. Game 2 goes to us. They take game 3. Come on, give us game 4. Ah, man. We end up losing in 4 games. Ant-Man was hooping though. We just need to get him some more help on this squad. This year, we ended up adding Derek McKee and Hal Madsen, 2 guys who could be rotational pieces for us. And also, the team's just continuing to get better. Chuck Person is up to an 83, Manute Bol is up to an 80, and Ant-Man is up to an 88. And since he only went up 1 overall, I did end up raising his potential a little bit, because we can tell from what we're seeing in real life, Anthony Edwards should end up being like a 97 overall at some point in his career. But in 2K, they've only got his potential at 90, which makes no sense. And I want to be sure that Ant becomes a star in this video, so we're going to make that happen. Season is wrapped and Chicago basketball is back. We had a great year this year, led by, of course, Anthony Edwards, who gave us 31 a game on the season. His 31 a game propelled us to 54 wins on the year. And in round number 1, we're going to be taking on Boston, who we take care of in a sweep. And in round 2, we got the Pacers, led by George Gervin. Game 1 is going to go to Indiana. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 also goes to us. They take game 4, setting up a big game 5 with the series all tied up. And we cooked them in game 5. Anthony Edwards, 41 points. He's averaging over 36 a game in these playoffs. 1 game away from the conference finals, and we're going to take care of Indiana. And now we've got the 76ers. Do y'all see Mitchell Wiggins, who has Andrew Wiggins' picture? That's hilarious. Game number 1 of the series goes to us. Game 2 also goes to us. Oh, they're cooked. We're in the NBA Finals, taking on the Dallas Mavericks. And the Mavs, they're led by the former MVP, Patrick Ewing. They've also got Mark Aguirre. This is a tough squad. Game 1 of the series goes to us. They're going to take game 2 and game 3 and game 4. Oh, man. It's time to lock in, Ant-Man. Let's make this 3-1 comeback. Game 5. Okay, well, we got cooked. Mark Aguirre wins Finals MVP, and Anthony Edwards, in just his 4th season, makes a really good Finals run. And once he gets better and the team around him starts to get better, I think he'll be able to start winning NBA championships. And the team around him is definitely getting better. Look at all the green arrows of progression that we're seeing from this team. I mean, Chuck Person's an 86, Ant-Man's up to a 92. We've got a squad here in Chicago. Season 5 is in the books. Magic wins MVP. Oh, this guy's got a cool name. And shout out to our coach, Craig. He ended up winning Coach of the Year as we won 65 games on the season. Anthony Edwards, All-NBA first team. In round number 1, we got Charlotte. And let me tell y'all, we got to get back to the finals this year and make things right. Last year we lost. This year it's got to be different. We're in the conference finals taking on the Pistons, and this Pistons team is nothing to call home about. I think we'll be good. We're up 3-2 in the series, and we take care of them in 6, and we've got our rematch against the Dallas Mavericks here in the NBA Finals. Game 1 of the series goes to the Mavs. Game 2 is going to go to us. We also take Game 3. Off to a good start. We're up 3-1, and we beat them in 5. Anthony Edwards is an NBA champion in the 5th season of his career, averaging 34 points for this playoff run, and he even averaged 34 in the finals. So Ant-Man is already on the board with 1 out of 6 NBA championships. And headed into season 6, the squad stayed together, so I think we should be in a good position to try and repeat. Season is wrapped. Magic wins the MVP award. He's got to have like 10. This man Magic has won 6 MVPs. Anthony Edwards makes All-NBA first team, giving us a smooth 31. This is really just another day at the office for Ant. And we were the 1 seed once again, 61-21 on the season. Round 1, we're kind of selling against Philadelphia. Let's see if we can beat them in 5. We're facing elimination here, and the Sixers are cooking us early. Oh, we're coming back. It looks like we got it. And we do end up winning in Game 5. So we're moving on to round 2 against the Atlanta Hawks, and we cook them. In the conference finals, it's going to be the Washington Bullets. They've got a nice backcourt with Mark Price and Joe Dumars. They've also got Jeff Ruland at the center position, so not a bad team. Game 1 of the series goes to us. They take Game 2, we take Game 3, and we also take Game 4. We end up beating them in 5, and we're in the finals facing Magic and the Lakers. Magic has been winning a lot of MVPs, but it's time for Anthony Edwards to show him who the real MVP is. Game 1 of the series goes to us. They take Game 2. They also take Game 3, and we take Game 4, setting up a big Game 5 with the series all tied up. Okay, maybe Magic is the real MVP. We got cooked by like 100 in this one. Magic Johnson had 42 and 20. So we're facing elimination in Game 6 after that incredible Magic performance. We are hanging on to our season by a thread here, down by 8 points, about 2 minutes to go, and Ant-Man is not currently in the game. Oh my gosh, he fouled out with our season on the line. He was shooting 11 of 26. He was selling. I guess we'll see if his teammates can finish the job. It's going to go over to Pierce. Pierce to the basket. Layup is off. James Worthy going to work in the post here, and he dunks it. Drew mid-range jumper is off. I think we're cooked. I can't believe in the biggest game of the season, Anthony Edwards fouled out. And now I see why Magic's been winning all these MVPs. He played some incredible basketball in these finals, and he took us down. Alright, and it's time to get back to the finals and win another ring. You can't go out the way you did last season. That was rough. Magic Johnson, another MVP. Anthony Edwards makes All-NBA first team. And we won 62 games. But now I gotta go apply this update because it's taking up half my screen. Round number 1, we're gonna be taking on the 8 seed in Milwaukee Bucks, and we beat them in 5. For some reason, we keep having close calls against these low-seeded teams. In round 2, it's gonna be the Atlanta Hawks. They're led by Dominique Wilkins, and they also have that one guy from TNT, Kenny Smith. And we're down 3-2 in the series. We take Game 6, setting up a winner-go-home Game 7. The Hawks did not come to play in Game 7. They got absolutely cooked. Anthony Edwards, 43 points, leading the way for our squad. In the conference finals, it's going to be Indiana. They're led by 92 overall Scottie Pippen. Sorry, Scotty, you're getting cooked. Oh no, don't let him come back. Okay, we beat him in 6, and in the finals, Anthony Edwards has a chance to get his revenge against Magic Johnson and the stacked Lakers. Game 1 of the series goes to us. Game 2 goes to LA. They also take Game 3. We take Game 4. Now, last time we lost in Game 5, and it was all downhill from there. So we got to win in this one. We lost again. Anthony Edwards, 32 points. Nobody else really showed up for us. He's going to need more help. And Magic, 37 and 12. We're facing elimination in Game 6. Time to lock in, make this interesting, and force 7. It looks like we are going to force Game 7. Anthony Edwards, 35 points. And it all comes down to this. Win or go home. Championship on the line. What happened? Oh my goodness, 11 points? It's an elimination game. You shoot 7 shots and foul out, while Magic gives you 37 and 13. We are 7 years in. Ant-Man has 1 ring, and these past 2 finals have been kind of rough. But he's still got time to stack up some championships. He's just got to be better on the biggest stage. It's that simple. MVP number 8 for Magic Johnson. Anthony Edwards makes All-NBA first team, averaging 31 a night. And we won 64 games. Let's just get back to the finals and beat Magic this time. Oh, come on. Don't lose in round 1. All right, we beat them in 5. Round 2, we got the Pistons. We beat them easily. Conference finals, we beat Indiana. And now it's time for our rematch against Magic. Magic and the Lakers have had our number these past 2 years, beating us in both finals. But let's make things right and win this ring. Game number 1 goes to the Lakers. Game 2 to the Lakers. Oh my gosh. We get it, Magic. You're good at basketball. Oh my goodness. Anthony Edwards averaged 34 in these playoffs, but we still couldn't win a championship. Vlade Divac's starting to get better, so maybe he can help us get over the hump. We'll see. We get it, Magic. You're good at basketball. Oh my goodness, dude. He's him. Anthony Edwards, All-NBA, averaging 31 like usual. And we won 55 games this year. We weren't the 1 seed for the first time in forever. Is that going to matter? I guess we're about to find out. It looks like we're going to make it to the conference finals pretty easily. And now we got Indiana, who we're going to a Game 7 with. Anthony Edwards versus Scottie Pippen. Here we go. And if we win this, we don't even have to face the Lakers in the finals. It's going to be the Kings. So y'all better lock in. We've got a 5-point game here, about a minute to go. We're going to need to play some good defense if we want to win this. BJ Armstrong has the ball. He's looking for Brad Daughtry in the post. Post fade for Daughtry is off. Now Anthony Edwards has it for us. He's at the top of the key. We need to get something going quick. He's going to get the screen here. Ant-Man going to dump it down to Divac. Nice pick and roll. And we're within 3. BJ Armstrong bringing up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. Armstrong looking for Daughtry in the post once again. And Daughtry going to work. Layup is up and it's off. We get the rebound. Watley has the ball. Get it to Ant in the post. Come on. Watley gonna give it to Edwards now. Edwards gets the screen from Vlade Divac. We might need a 3 here, and Edwards is gonna pull it. He misses. Divac the rebound. Back out to Watley. Watley over to Vrames, over to Person. Chuck Person for 3. He misses. And that is going to do it. We end up losing in Game 7. Ant-Man with 33, but it's not going to be enough. These past couple years have been devastating. Right now, we're in 1993. And this was the year where MJ retired to play baseball. But I don't think Anthony Edwards is a baseball player, so we're going to go ahead and just keep it pushing. It might finally be our year. Anthony Edwards wins the MVP award this season. And our coach, Coach Craig, wins Coach of the Year. Round number 1, we got the Miami Heat. This should be easy. We end up beating them in 4. Round 2, we got the Cavs, and we take care of them in 5. In the conference finals, we've got another battle against Indiana, and we beat them in 5. So the final team standing between us and a Larry O'Brien is the Seattle Sonics. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, this team doesn't look that good. Game 1 of the series goes to the Sonics. Game 2 is going to go to us. We also take Game 3. They take Game 4, setting up a big Game 5 with the series all tied up. I'm not going to lie to y'all, if we lose this one, Anthony Edwards might be a fraud, because this team sucks. And it looks like we are going to win Game 5, so we're 1 game away from another Larry O'Brien for Anthony Edwards. He did it. Anthony Edwards wins another ring. And he did it in the same season he won the MVP. That's pretty fire. Now let's see if we can repeat. Season is wrapped. David Robinson wins MVP this time, so Anthony Edwards couldn't go back to back. Edwards did make All-NBA first team though, averaging 30 a night. And this year, we only won 45 games, so a down year coming off the championship. In round number 1, we're going to be taking on the Washington Bullets, and we got cooked. Anthony Edwards averaged 40 a game, but it wasn't enough. And we've only got 3 more seasons left with the Bulls before Anthony Edwards retires for a little bit and then comes back to play in Washington. Vin Baker winning an MVP is insane, man. Anthony Edwards, as usual, All-NBA first team. And we won 53 games this year. Good enough for the 2nd seed, a big bounce back from what we did last year. Unfortunately, we got swept by Milwaukee in the first round. Ant averaged 32, but it wasn't enough. I don't know what's going on with this team, but we've been selling the past couple seasons. It's time to lock in. Chris Webber wins MVP this year. Alan Barrett wins Coach of the Year. That's our coach, so we were hooping. Ant-Man, another smooth 31 points per game. In round number 1, we're taking on the Orlando Magic, and we beat them in 4, finally out the first round. The past couple years, we've been struggling to make it out. Round 2, we got the Indiana Pacers. We take care of them in 5, and in the conference finals, it's going to be Miami. They got Penny, Glenn Rice, Danny Manning, Tony Kukoc running center? Yeah, come on, man. They got Kukoc at center. They're about to get cooked. We're up 3-0. We sweep them. NBA Finals is going to be the Sonics. We've faced this team before. This is the team Ant beat to win ring number 2. And it looks like he's also going to beat them to win ring number 3. We're up 3-0 and we beat them in 5. Anthony Edwards wins finals MVP. 3 rings in the books. This is going to be Anthony Edwards' final season in Chicago. Then he'll take a couple years off before heading to Washington. If he wins a ring this season and then wins 2 more in Washington, he can tie MJ's 6. So he's going to have to be really locked in. Season is wrapped. Shaq wins MVP this time. Anthony Edwards, All-NBA first team, averaging 34. We won 57 games, meaning that we should be contenders once again. I was wrong. We lost to Philly in round 1. So now it's time for Anthony Edwards to take a 3-year break from basketball, and then he'll come back and play for Washington. Anthony Edwards is back out of retirement. We're here in 2001, and Ant is going to be playing alongside Dirk and Marcus Camby here in Washington. Lamar Odom's also here. I think this squad is going to be a contender for the final 2 years of Edwards' NBA career. Season is wrapped. Jazz legend Tim Duncan wins MVP. Anthony Edwards might have been a little rusty because he didn't make All-NBA this year. We did end up winning 68 games on the season, and Ant averaged 24 a night, which is pretty good considering he hasn't picked up a ball in a while. In round number 1, we're going to be taking on the Toronto Raptors, and we beat them in 4. Round 2, we got the Boston Celtics, we sweep them. In the conference finals, we got the Cavs, and we sweep them. So we're here in the NBA Finals taking on Kobe T-Mac and the Blazers. Ant-Man versus Kobe Bryant in the NBA Finals. Game 1's going to go to us. Game 2 also goes to us. Blazers finally take a game, but we take game 4, and we end up beating them in 5. Ant-Man is back in a big way, winning the finals MVP. I know 6 rings is out of reach at this point, but it'd be pretty cool if Anthony Edwards could get 5. We're about to enter his final season. Our final regular season is wrapped. Let's see if Anthony Edwards can end this off with one last championship. 62 wins was good enough for the number 1 seed once again. Now we just got to finish the job in the playoffs. Round 1, we take care of New Orleans in 5. Round 2, we have a bit of trouble against Orlando, but we get out of there in 6. And in the conference finals, it's going to be the Pistons, led by Steve Nash. They've also got Antonio McDyess. A nice little pick and roll there for sure. But that pick and roll wasn't stopping us. We're back in the finals, taking on Memphis. The Grizz have Chris Webber, Glenn Robinson, and Michael Redd. A nice team for sure. We've got a 2-1 lead early. We're going to get up 3-1, and we beat them in 5. Dirk Nowitzki wins finals MVP, and Anthony Edwards wins ring number 5. So he comes up 1 short of tying MJ, but a great career nonetheless. That's it for the video. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe.